You will be hearing this a lot, and I'm a little bit tired of those because when they become buzzwords, they lose meaning sometimes. They become meaningless. So I'm going to pick just one, and it's narrative. What are narratives, though? So for me, narratives are like your dreams, whatever moves you in life. You have a professional narrative, you have a personal narrative, anything moves you. You can have your own narrative. Most people have like imposed narrative. You don't pick them, and that's sad, and I don't like that. So in Giveth, I have noticed that there are most divisive narratives going on right now. There are many nuances in between. You can see capitalism or socialism, left wing, right wing. I don't like those either. So these narratives can get people like moving in ways they don't like. So in Giveth, we chose one. I love this one, which is regenerative economies, and that's our talk today. How we are going to empower them, how we catalyze them to actually be worth, and how they can help make a better world out of this. But what are those? What are regen economies? I'm going to be saying regen better instead of regenerative, so it's more easy to say. Oops. Something went here, sorry. Can you help me? Okay, back. I stole this definition from Griff. Shout out to Griff. Regenerative economies, I'm going to read it straight because it's better like that, are mission-driven economic systems that reward the production and distribution of abundant goods and satisfy the collective wants and needs. So at Giveth, we want to stimulate these regen economies, and we start by simply doing donations better. The future of donations are in Giveth, which we started pretty basic with 0 fees. Usually in your basic donation application in Web2, you have a 5-10% fee, which is not cool. Right now, we don't charge you anything at all for the donations. So that was our first stage. That's done for almost like 2 years, even more, because we are around since 2018 or so. But Web3 can do much better than that. We removed the fees, but why just stay there? We started working on the givebacks, give power, and GURPS. Right now we are in this stage number 2. The givebacks pretty much is the future of giving is you give when you donate. You are rewarded by giving. So you are not only just helping your favorite projects, you are getting rewarded by that. So you put some money on a project that you like, and every round that happens every 2 weeks, you get some give back according to how much was in the pool. And then you don't only have that give in your power, you can stake it, you can have some APR and have even more rewards just by staking your give in there. And that's just your regular staking, you have a pretty juicy APR, the Regen way. And right now, you can also lock it for having give power. So the give power not only allows you to give to get more rewards, a greater percentage of your lock give, but you also empower the project that you believe has more impact in our platform. So you have more rewards, and after that, we can see we have a rank for projects that are most supported in our platform. And that's going to be helping our third stage, which is the GURPS in the future, which is basically making a regen economy out of every project that is in our platform. And in this way, with the log give that is behind, we can make an economy out of every project behind. So they can become completely autonomous. They won't be needing any made-up narrative to be following. They can design their own economical system and follow it. which my friend Cotabe is going to be explaining in a more natural and physical way, not only Web3, virtual, metaverse way, but in a physical, regenerative a way of doing it. So right now, you can stake the GIF that you are getting with an APR around 27%. You can see it there. It's pretty nice, for sure. This one is a little bit outdated. I couldn't get it done for the slides. But yeah, focus on the GIF staking one. And I also have an example for the lock-in that we just launched a couple of weeks ago. And for example, you lock your GIF for 6 rounds until around January next year. You have a multiplier of 2%. So if you had a 23% on your staking, now you will have a 72% to grab some more rewards in there. So with Give, we dream of a world where connections are made between the ground people, the people that are working, and we want to allow them to become more autonomous. We want them to be free of those imposed narratives that the economical system right now are imposing them. So yeah, we dream of a world that every idea or every potential project has a way of being funded and has all of the autonomy to just do what they want and make the world a better place. So we have a way of doing it. We have the tools. We are building it at Give, but how do they actually look like in real life? And that's what Cotabe is going to be explaining right now for how are they doing it right now.
Thanks, my friend. That was great. So yeah, basically, shout out to Mateo. That was amazing. So basically, so we have talked right now, or well, Mateo talked a bit of how the regenerative economy, what are regenerative economies? But a little bit closer, thank you. But how do they look like? Like, are you already like clear how does a regenerative economy looks like? Yes, no? Anyone that is clear, raise your hand. Okay, awesome. We have 2, 3, awesome. But we have a lot of people that still are a bit unclear of how does that really looks like. So let me introduce a little bit of an example. So basically, these are regenerative economies in Web3. So I'll be giving a lot of shout outs. But basically, regenerative economies on Web3 are basically rewarding those incentives, those behaviors that we want to have on an economy, right? We are making an economy designed specifically to create, to incentivize what we want in that economy and to disincentivize what we don't want. And all these projects are doing that. Like we have Giveth, we have Pambala, Gitcoin, we have Shapeshift, Ethereum, of course, Riot ID, we have Token Engineering Commons, ClimateDAO, OneHive. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we have region economies. Now, having said that, let's be honest. Region economies are not mature economies yet, right? So we cannot say that we have this figured out. But at least we're trying to do something that the traditional economic system is not. So we are trying to find the ways of incentivize the things that are going to make a better economy for different specific communities. But yeah, so nice, Web3, blah, 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 digital. What happens in the ground? Like, are there regenerative economies in the ground? Turns out that there are some, and like, not an exhaustive list. There are so many examples out there of regenerative economies. I know even like people here that can talk about regenerative economies happening in the Amazonian, for example, and many other examples. But like, let's focus in these couple ones. So grassroots organizations, they are connecting over 75 villages in Kenya, and they are connecting producers in a way that makes barter system more efficient. So shout out to Will and Grassroots Economics. They're doing amazing work on the ground. We have, for example, Grupo Ecológico Sierra Gorda. This is a project in Mexico where they are also trying to regenerate land and social tissue through economy, right? So nice. Also, like maybe some of these projects are still like they are actually still not mature enough. But here is my question: what could happen if we connect Web3 tooling and regenerative economies with in real life regenerative economies? And this is where a vision starts, and I'm super excited about this because I have actually a local example, fresh from the oven. So, Barichara, Colombia, as you have seen, Marcelo already talked a little bit about it. Yahed already talked a little bit about it. Many of us were at Refi Barichara. It was a great experience. So, but what is Refi Barichara for anyone that is not from here? Like, it's a beautiful town. Look at it. Like, how amazing does that look? It's a beautiful town with even better people. But it is also a town with a very recent history of violence. It's also a town that is highly deforested. It maybe doesn't look like because it's rain season, and I think this year rained like 3 times more than any other year in the last 10 years at least. But it's highly deforested for the very specific endemic ecosystem that they have there, which is, I think, alpine dry rainforest. It has significantly eroded soil, and many of the rivers original from the region are dry. Not these days, but like significant part of the year, they become dry. So how does Refi regenerate this? Well, we connect with people on the ground. I think that's a little bit of what Marcelo mentioned. Like, it's not only about being trustless. Being trustless is amazing, but it's also about trust. And there's already so many people that are doing so many great things. And let me share just a few examples. As you can see, let's talk about Bioparque and Cinturón Verde, where we have actually Yahed in the picture. So they are reforesting at a certified area, an area that at some point had almost no trees or no trees, and this is how it looks like now. And it's on the peak of the mountain. Sorry, it's on the peak of the mountain. So the water runs down, right? So the peak usually gets dry very, very quick. And it's looking like that. It's been 10, 13 years of work to make it look like that, and that work is continuing. We have Origen del Agua. Origen del Agua is such a beautiful project. They are working on integral regeneration. That means they are regenerating rivers that were not there. This watershed, they didn't exist. They are regenerating rivers. They are regenerating forest. This forest didn't exist. They are regenerating soil, but they're also regenerating social tissue, because they're actually creating a barter systems where, like, my neighbor is giving me manure, my other neighbor that has goats is giving me the serum of the milk of the goats. Hope I'm saying things right. Remember, I'm a Spanish speaker. But basically, with all these things, they are creating active nutrients that are organic and that are nature-based for the land, and they're giving them back as a finished product for the farmers to regenerate their own soil. And many people in the community that started looking at them like, oh, they are crazy, now they are actually doing the same things in their own land. Huerto Misol. They are teaching syntropic agriculture to community. Maybe you cannot see good enough, but basically this is corn that it's like 2 meters high. This corn that is 2 meters high was a seed 2 months ago. So actually they are showing, the community was a bit hesitant at the beginning about syntropic agriculture. But now that they're going there and they're seeing the examples of I cannot grow corn that fast, is like the community is actually wanting to replicate, and they're actually replicating those things on their backyard. And it's not only these 3 examples. They have over 20 plus region projects that are interweaved in the same bioregion. And this is beautiful. So shout out to that. Shout out to Joe Brewer, which gathered a clash of two worlds, Web3 and local-based projects, in a 5-day integration session where we have a lot of mutual learning, where we planted trust, and where we actually had outcomes and deliveries because we launched working groups. And I want to focus on that just for 1 second because I'm actually leading one of those working groups. And we still have not created like mature regenerative economies. This is like a spearhead groundwork. And we need to do it together because Web3, we're trying to build a lot of tools, but we don't have all the answers when we don't even have all the questions. So we need to work together to develop these tools. And this is why I'm so excited about this launching group, because it's in Spanish, which is super important when we're trying to regenerate a region in Colombia. Because we are working together, because they are also going to decide the curriculum. I'm not going to tell them like, oh, join Giveth because you're going to fundraise a lot and because you can launch your own regenerative economy. Like, I think that hopefully we'll get there. But they need to say what they need, and we need to learn together because they have the groundwork experience. Thanks, Mateo. So this is my vision. This is a vision of what is happening here on the ground. They have already started fundraising, and yay, they can use Giveth for that. They have actually used Giveth for that, so they have fundraised about 100K USD. Part of it, yes, woo! Part of it on Giveth, part of it on Gitcoin, part of it outside of Web3. But this has been just one like Joe has been the only one that has been using these tools. And we have 20 plus projects that right now are super open and super interested on start to learning more about how can they replicate what Joe is doing. So this is super important. We have a bridge that has put us together to start to learn together. And then we can have a lot of other things. And this is also why I think it's so important, the collaboration. This is why I'm also giving shout-outs at Region Networks, giving shout-outs at Seeds, giving shout-outs at Refi Spring and Air Regenerators, because we cannot do it alone. Like, there are many different things that are needed to regenerate the bioregion. Like, sell carbon credits, you cannot do that on Giveth. You can fundraise and Giveth, but you cannot sell carbon credits. So we need other tools for that. Create product marketplaces. There are other tools for that. And then they're interested on launching maybe their own DAOs and tokenize their impacts. It's so exciting for them. That you can do on Giveth. Well, you will be able to do on Giveth. But all these are TBD, right? Not only to be defined, but to be discussed. We need to talk about them and when they are ready and just have an open communication about what are their concerns and how to better do this. But I dream and I'm so excited about maybe having a token for this bioregion that, like, it's a part that almost got the certified, right? And how can we make a token that incentivizes the slowing down the water when it runs, when it rains, when it runs down from the mountain, slowing it down, spread it, and sinking it so the watershed gets restored. And maybe the people that are doing that groundwork, they should be rewarded for that. This is a region economy, and I'm so excited, and they're so excited about doing it. So let's do it together. LFG. Thanks. So anyways, just to close this, how can you join the Give economy? Like, I know many of you are already like having decided like, oh my God, I want to be part of this. How can I join? And there are many ways. Like everyone is welcome to join the Give economy however they want and can do it. You can give. You can give to all these amazing projects that are on the ground. We have over 1,600, 1,600 projects on Giveth that you can donate to. You can make your own projects or bring projects. Like I know many of you know amazing projects that are doing great things, both in Web3 and on the ground. So you can bring your projects to Give It and start fundraising for them. Or you can partner with us. We want to do this together. There's no other way. Like regenerating a whole bioregion needs a lot of people. Like so we need a. I love this phrase. I think Jan mentions it. We need a region legion. Like we need so many people to regenerate one bioregion, like left alone the whole world. So join. We can partner up. You can buy Give tokens. You're helping so much if you do that. Any other region economy, you can help so much if you buy the token. You become an investor. You get governance, and you help decide what's the right direction for that region economy to go to. Or you can just get involved. Like just join the Discord. Reach out to us. We're here. I have this T-shirt. I'm not so easy to spot. Mateo too, Grief, Lauren, Mitch, Carlos. There are many of us here. Willie, of course. So just reach out, get involved, and let's see how we can do this all together. So yeah, this is the people from Refi Barichara. Super excited to do some groundwork with them. And thanks to all of them. Thanks to you. Thanks everyone. Thank you.